Ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, ba-dum-bum, doo-doo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new, please subscribe to the gang. If you're old, you're the village. Today I'm at Larabanga, and this is the Larabanga Mosque. Yeah, let's go. It's one of the oldest mosques in West Africa. So I'm now entering.
So actually the mosque you see here, it happens to be the oldest mosque in Ghana and one of the oldest mosques in West Africa. And the first record to the mosque was built around 1421, about 600 years ago now. And also the founder of Larabanga community, he migrated from Saudi Arabia in a town called Medina. And he was serving as a spiritual consultant to a certain warrior known as Ismail Andi Rajapa. And you know, Ismail Andi Rajapa was a great warrior, fighting a lot of wars to achieve a vast land for his people to settle. So he fought to an extent and cannot more conquer some ethnic groups. He said someone advised him that they should move to southern part of Medina. You see a spiritual man who can pray for them. So luckily enough, when they got to Saudi Arabia, they met the founder of Larabanga community called Idana Ibrahim. He narrated the problem they faced to Ibrahim, and Ibrahim said that he's a pious Muslim. He cannot use gun to kill someone, but the only thing he will do that he will follow them in case of any difficulty. He will be able to pray for them. So before they are going to start the journey, Ibrahim promised the warrior man that when they came to Ghana, they are going to cross only 3 rivers. The last river should be the third. They shouldn't cross it, they should take it as their settlement. And the first river they could cross in Ghana was the Red Water, the Boya. And the second one was the White Water, Yapi. And the last one they found it difficult to cross was the Black Water, Bupi, when you are crossing the south to the north. So this is where the warrior man could not survive. He was still assisting to cross the third river, and he died there, leaving the founder of Larabanga community alone. And at that time, the founder too was too old. He can't walk back to the southern part of Medina again. And he said, as a pious Muslim, you don't need to settle where blood and other polluted has been made. And the first settlement he could settle around this area was the site of the Mystic Stone. It's half kilometer away from him. He came and made the stone there, offering his prayers of Lopi at the same time rockies. Something like this nature cannot put up there. And the founder was moving with his spear, arrow, promising to throw it wherever the spear got to land, and that would be a settlement to him. So he stood at the stone side and threw the spear high into the sky. And next he traced up and come and find it, where you can see the black portion. The black level you are seeing, that's the foundation of the mosque. The foundation was there originally. Nothing shows or indicates that people have settled there before. So the process of going around, he saw a piece of paper which was written in Arabic form. He took it and read it, and it tells him that as a pious Muslim, it is where God has assigned him to settle. And now to complete building the mosque, everything was inside the paper. So when he started building, when he built to a level, he moved back to the stone side for official prayers. So the following day when he came, you see that it increased by itself. So he was wondering how the building was doing that. Because of that, when you build to a level, you fix a stick just to mark the level he has done for the day. And he went back to the stone side for official prayers. The following day when he came, you see that it increased by itself in a spiritual form until the building became completed. And when the building became completed, he was using only one door, which is the chief imam entrance. Before the community came developed, we opened 3 additional doors, making 4. We have the chief imam entrance, muezzin entrance, ladies entrance, and the last entrance is for all men. All men pass through that door. And also coming back to the mosque, you can see this baobab tree supporting the mosque. It signifies where they bury the founder. You know, when the time the founder became too old, he gave a promise to the few followers that any day, anytime he died, they should bury him closer to the mosque. Now when they bury him there, some few months later, they will see some tree which will shoot up on top of his grave. Now when they saw any tree like that, they should guard it as a
So do people still pray here?
Yeah, we still pray. You can.
So how many people can it take?
You take about 100 to 200 people. And if you are inside and you have your personal like to do to yes,
The doors are small. I learned the doors are small for a reason. So you bow down, or let's say bend down when you're entering the mosque as a sign of respect. So that was the entrance of the mosque. Yeah, the door for the ladies, the door for the men, and others are the other side. So this mosque has how many doors? 4 main entrances. And it's made out of mud and clay.
Is that here, this tool you see it, they pick it 3 times to construct the first wood, and they feel it. Anytime they push it aside, they will come and see it back.
In this point?
Yes. At the time they tried first, that was around 1421. That time they didn't plan purposely to come and destroy this tool. They are only to construct the first route around the side. But when they came, actually, they did their own survey through where this tool is. And they didn't consult the community leaders and push it aside just to get paid. When they came in actually, they became the old people to know what actually is happening here. Besides, they're afraid of their lives. The old people brought them back here and told them that here, as you're seeing it, wallahi, there's no doubt that with the belief and faith, here is a blessing area. In the sense that when you happen to have a prayer here for anything that is your challenge, if it is good health, whatever, your work side, God will take control with the faith and belief. But this was introduced by a Muslim leader who built the Larbanga Mosque. You know that mosque in Larbanga, first in history, it is the first mosque built in this community in Ghana. Yeah. That mosque, an Arab man, Ibrahim, at that time he tried to extend Islam to the other side of the world. And this was the first place Ibrahim came and settled. At that time there was no road, but only he found problems. When he came here, there were slavery activities here, which doesn't bring peace. So the man did a lot of prayers here, and peace prevailed before he then decided to build a mosque. By so doing, he walked around this area just to locate a nice site for the mosque. But he failed because here is so rocky and slopey. He needed a best site to put that structure. By that time, he was gathered by his spear. It was the spear that he stood here and threw to where they have put up the mosque. So when he got there, the spear was already inside a laid-down foundation, meaning that naturally the foundation was there. So when he went there, they built up the mosque there. But he brought them back here and told them that they should take special care of this side. When you happen to have a problem, if it is good health or whatever, God will actually answer it for you. But the man only warned that not at any point in time pray to the stone or cry or worries to the stone, because the stone has nothing to offer. years, somebody came and donated this ball for the site.
And raise this clay.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't impressive, but only initially, this stone was resting on a small clay at the same height like this. But only we have a grand festival in the community. Not Ghana resident, who join us to see the festival. People from Burkina camp, Mali camp.
This stone is truly a mystical one, and I definitely learned a lot about my history. Have you seen my Mole National Park vlog? Do check it out, and also check out episode 1 of the Tamale adventure, which is about my journey from Accra to Tamale. See you in episode 4, where I show you the beautiful places in Tamale. We'll go to the market, we'll go to the arts galleries, and so much more. See you in episode 4, and bye.